Okay, so today I'm going to use the ring stinger and not use the ring modulation circuit. I'm going to keep that off, and I'm just interacting with the rest of the pedal. One thing I understand, and I may be wrong, but this is what I understand from the manual, is that if the ring mod circuit is not on, then the VCO is not engaged, okay? And they said that's to prevent crossover. So you're not going to be interacting with the VCO with the ring mod off, okay? However, you are going to be interacting with everything else on the pedal, right? Including the LFO, which is important because if you use the LFO on the Mavis as an oscillator and put it into the wave folder, which a lot of people do, then you're losing the LFO, right? But you're gaining an LFO here, okay? So that makes up for whatever you're missing here. You're gaining an LFO, okay? Also, depth and manual affects the LFO. The VCO, as I said, the frequency is not affected. It's not doing anything, okay? Drive is working. It's powerful. And it's very important too, because I found on the Mavis that the wave folder is kind of weak. There's not enough power, not enough energy going through the wave folder to really do a good job of folding, okay? With the drive on the ring stinger, you get a really powerful wave folding, okay? Timbre works, you can get it sort of brighter or darker. And blend also will blend in the LFO with your Mavis. And your Mavis output will blend with the LFO and everything else that's going on here, okay? If the green light is flashing, that means it's not in ring mode, which also means it's not using the VCO again. And I have LFO in unlock, that's on. The flashing green tells you the speed, the rate of the LFO. Okay, so faster, slower, okay? So that's the basics of interacting with the ring stinger when it's not in ring mode, okay? So now I'm going to try to give you some sound examples of what you can do. What I'm going to show is how the drive circuit drives the wave folder and the Mavis, and how the LFO interacts with what's the output of the Mavis. So I'll show you that first. I've got the drive 3/4 of the way up, 75%. To show you is how the LFO is affecting the output of the Mavis, and I have to do that by shutting off the LFO, pretty much turning all the way down the LFO on the Mavis, so it's not affecting anything. Everything is over in EG mode, envelope generator mode, so it's not an LFO. Yeah, so that's all the way down. So now when I play the Mavis, it's going to be triggering the LFO in the ring stinger, okay. I'm going to do some sample and hold from the Mavis into CV gate, because we're going to get this crazy fluctuation of frequencies from the Mavis, and we're going to feed that into here with the LFO and the drive, timbre, and the blend. Okay? Okay. to show you is how you can now use the LFO on the Mavis to, at audio rate, to go into the wave folder, okay? And FM is going to be FMing with the oscillator on the Mavis. Then it's going to be hit by the LFO Drive Timbre Blend, okay? So I've got the VCO into 1, I've got LFO out into 2, and I've got 1 plus 2 into fold in, and this is going to get crazy. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, so this is going to get very distorted.